fame, it's the love for the game.
Today, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Ryan Finley and the Cincinnati Bengals.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. Here's the scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And the way they played last week defensively, you look at the tape, it looks like they had extra guys on the field, and they thoroughly shut down that offense.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, it's been a lost first month of the season, that's for sure, as they come in with an 0-4 record.
And the window's not shut on them, though. They still have a chance to make something out of this season, but it has to start right now.
Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they'll be led out by their second-year quarterback from NC State. It's Ryan Finley.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The numbers for Mixon last week: 13 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
Are we playing old school football now? We've got the top 10 rusher in the league. He's sitting at number 10, but he has a chance to move up with a big-time game. So expect that offensive line. Every time they go to the bench, you tell the offensive coordinator, let's run the football.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Everyone in the NFL is looking for mismatches, and T. Higgins' size and speed at receiver, that allows him to have those type of mismatches against most defenders. 6'4", ability to flat-out fly.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack.
The Ravens had a big season in 2019, but we're still looking to strengthen their pass rush. And they bring in Calais Campbell, a 5-time Pro Bowler, and he was acquired for the low cost of a 5th-round draft pick. 31.5 sacks his last 3 years. He's been to 2 NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl. He wants to carry the Ravens back to the Super Bowl with him.
Now Joe Mixon. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to. 2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. That's taken on the 25. An even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now we get our first peek at the Ravens offense, and at the helm, of course, the most valuable player of the NFL in 2019, Lamar Jackson.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense.
So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Lamar Jackson, for all the talents of escaping pressure that he possesses, he was helpless to do much of anything there. He had no chance. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jackson, they go screen. This is Ingram. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Jackson buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. But he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
I can hear you! That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 3 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
And you know he has to make the most of every carry because he competes with his quarterback. Lamar Jackson, 4 carries and yardage. But Mark Ingram, over 1,000 yards last season. And then the Ravens went out and drafted J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State in the 2nd round. So now the Ravens potentially have 2 guys to pair with Lamar Jackson in the run game. Wishbone formation, anyone?
2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on a final play of this 1st quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Following the interception, Finley. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the rookie linebacker, Patrick Queen. And he'll bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So they'll They'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Cincinnati set to take over once again. It's their third drive now, and so far we've seen them punt. In that second drive, CD, they turned the ball over, so not the start that they were envisioning.
Yeah, they've been ineffective so far, but look, they've worked on a game plan all week long. Don't get away from it too soon. Find a way to get some significant gains, loosen up, get going, and then they should be okay the rest of the way.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground. As
we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. To try again after the sack. Finley, they'll set up the screen here to mix it. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
This one hauled in by Sample. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. First target, first catch, and a first down. From the shotgun, Finley. That's complete to the tight end Sample. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
He's got his man here. It's Green. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Green's first catch of the game. Good for a first down. Finley to throw it. Throw right side into the hands of the tight end Sample. And oh, he coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Ravens. There he goes left side. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
And it's good to make it 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Finley. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And his pass incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Throwing again, Finley on 2nd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
So they went to the booth to see if that was a touchdown, and they have decided it will not be a touchdown. 6 points off the board. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? But wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He completes it to Snead. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun, dancing to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. The toss right. This is Ingram. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. From the gun, Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. So the 14 yards actually takes them from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Mike Daniels able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this 1st half. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jackson, and the pressure gets to him again. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And it's the Steelers out in front in the second quarter. James Conner, a big game. 2 touchdowns there. From there, we head down south to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see there, it's the visiting LA Rams who have the lead in that one. Cooper Kupp, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield.
They need to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the ball.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and they're able to get this one across the 35. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
At the 38-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson steps away to his left. Now he'll pull it down, and they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
Mike Daniels makes the tackle.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a third down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
He completes it to Bryant. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Back to the running game. It's Ingram. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Second and 9.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the gun, Finley. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Third and short yardage, Finley. And that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. So This defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Tucker now to add the point after. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his second miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is.
Why can't we score? Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. To return it, Darius Phillips. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
Finley going to lead the Bengals up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Back to it after the pick six. Finley. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Finley out to the left. He's got Sample there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Finley working out of the gun. He finds his running back, Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati 1st down.
1st down, Cincinnati.
To the air again, Finley. Pass incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
A 2nd down throw for Finley. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
On 3rd down, Finley. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Ingram again. And they'll get this down to the 10. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
They'll run here with Ingram. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
They'll try and run. Ingram. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'll probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
Tucker now for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. On the crossing route, complete. It's Boyd. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
So at that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And they decided to go with the safety blitz there. And look, if that gets picked up, quarterback really has the advantage then because he'll have more time to throw the football and some wide open space. But when it doesn't, that's a guy who gets a free run into the backfield. And oftentimes, the QB ends up on his backside as he did there.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Another try after the 1st down sack. Finley working the middle here. That's complete to Sample, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 22-yard line. He got 20 knot pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Operating from the gun, Finley. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Finley here, 3rd and long. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. First down, Ingram, and he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Ravens, they boost their record up to a strong 4.